It's time for the Gettin Outdoors podcast, Town Country United Bank Lake Millis Ferry Weekend Hunting and Fishing Report. A weekly update on water conditions, ramp events, generating schedules, horse biting, and seasonal hunting information with my outdoor media analysts Joe Allen Dunn and Kevin Sims. This weekly hunting and fishing report is brought to you by the good folks at Town Country United Bank in Camden, Alabama, serving their customers for over 40 years. Town Country United Bank's highest priority is satisfied customers. Now, here's your weekend Lake Millis Ferry hunting and fishing report.
Another one on the B&B Silver Shade. Team Bigfoot in the house.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Gettin Outdoors podcast 189 Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report for the weekend of October the 21st through October the 23rd, 2022. And I got Kevin back in the studio. I told Shane last weekend, I'm glad we had that intro. We didn't ever get to see Kevin. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you. I've been busy, Big Daddy. I'm sorry.
We got a lot going on today, and I do want to first of all bring in my dear friend, Miss Kay Donaldson. Good afternoon, darling.
Hey, how are y'all doing tonight?
I want to know if you got the electricity checked out at the state boat ramp.
I tell you what, I think he really thinks that I'm an idiot. Like, I think he thinks I was trying to do my hair at the boat ramp, but it really was the only thing I had close by without having to get my backpack out and get all my cords and all that stuff. But I had my curling iron right there. So, yeah, actually, Alabama Power was headed out there about 30 minutes ago. So I hope they get it fixed for us before everything rolls in tomorrow.
All right, big weekend, Kay. I know you got to go, and thank you so much for taking the time. I know y'all taping the Best Of show at 6 o'clock, and you got a heap to prep for that. But let's talk about this weekend's championship. It has come down to it, and I know you're excited, and I know we're pulling for Trey and Bradley up there, and I sure hope they do good. But talk about what's going to happen this weekend.
Well, you know, we are here at the Jeanette Bear Civic Room, which was part of the renovation that Hometown did when they came to Wetumpka a few years ago. And it's really cool. They've renovated this building. It's really nice that you can actually see over Lake Jordan right now. So tonight we'll film the Best Of show. We got 4 of our teams, your Anglers of the Year in both divisions: Brian Stifler, Wesley Gore, Wesley Sams, Jordan Wiggins. Then we have the guys that won the tournament that I felt like was the hardest tournament of the year this year, which was Smith Lake, simply because it was 78 on Friday and then it snowed on Saturday morning. And so we'll have those guys in here. They're 2-time winners on the Alabama Bass Trail. And then another team, Paul Davis, Josh Chappell, To my knowledge and what I can figure out on the Alabama Bass Trail, they are the only team to finish what I call on the podium, first, second, or third in the North Division, the South Division, the ABT 100s, and at our championship. So they're kind of a unique team. They finished third in the points this year. So we'll film that tonight. Chris and Kenny will be here. Scott's already here. We've got dinner set up behind us. If y'all can see that, it'll be set up here in a little bit. So we'll do that. And then tomorrow we'll set up all of our live stuff, Chris's trailer, my trailer. We'll get the big trailer in here, get it all set. And then we'll have our briefing and meeting tomorrow night and get to see everybody. It'll be kind of fun to see everybody again. We haven't seen everybody since February. So it'll be nice to see them, and they'll get their boat numbers tonight at 7:00. They'll get their boat number, so they'll know what their day one boat number is. See everybody, and then Friday morning we'll blast off 170 something teams, 177 qualified. We have been notified that one team for sure will not be here, so we're looking somewhere between 170 to 175 teams that we'll think will blast off Friday morning. Man, this cold weather kicked us right in the rear end, but if you fish the Alabama Bass Trail at all, you understand that that's just part of being on the Alabama Bass Trail. So Trey and Bradley, I like their chances.
Same thing Saturday, Friday and Saturday, and live. And I'm telling you, you're gonna be on live from 6:30 to 11. I love that live coverage. I really do. I can't get nothing done for watching it.
Well, and that's exactly what we're seeing. And, Friday, nobody else is fishing. So we expect that we'll have quite a few people tuned in on live. So we hope to be able to bring them some really good coverage out on the water. We'll have a stand-in guy. His name is Slick Johnson, Alan Johnson. He helped us with the live up on Wheeler covering. I think he was with Jesse and Jordan Wiggins all day. So we'll have Slick. Jason's unable to be with us on Friday, but Robbie, Kenneth, and Slick will be out on the water bringing you 5 hours of live coverage. We are going to do a small memorial Friday morning in honor of the 3 anglers we've had pass away this year. ABT South Angler Barry Chafin, who passed away in April. Robert Blunt, who I know you know from fishing at Miller's Ferry, fished with us the first 3 years that we were there, passed away in September. And then just most recently, Mike McCall. His son will be fishing. Mike was a great guy. His son will be fishing with us. So we'll do a small memorial for them Friday morning before we blast everybody off just after the national anthem. And so we'll send everybody out. Weigh-in takes place at 3:00. We'll be at the state boat ramp. If any of your listeners are planning on coming out, I encourage them to bring their lawn chairs. There's no bleachers there, so bring their lawn chairs and enjoy the day, and bring a jacket. I think it's going to be a little cool out there, close to the water. So.
Well, Kay, I know y'all going to have a great weekend. I really do thank you for taking the time to be with us today. I know you got a lot to do. I do want to mention, though, I was one question I wanted to ask you about that Pro-Am y'all did not long ago. Is that something you're going to do again? Were you satisfied with the way it turned out?
I was. I really loved the fact that guys didn't know where they were going until the day before. They got notice on Monday. They had Tuesday to practice, and we filmed on Wednesday. I did. I loved it. I loved the fact that we had microphones in the boat with them, so that you could actually hear what the anglers were saying really good, even with the amount of wind that we had. I loved it. We actually had a couple pros reach out to us and say they would love to do it if we did it again. So. And actually I've got 3 or 4, well, I had a bunch of ABT guys that wanted to be involved in it, but, it does take some preparation and all that. So we are looking to do another one. Wheeler Lake is so close to our office and so close to my home. It was real convenient for us to do our test run there. So I do think we'll do it again. I'd like to see us do it at least twice a year. Love to do it 3 times a year, depending on how budgets look and all that. But a lot of that is those guys donated their time. Those pros came out and donated their time. The ABT guys donated their time. And that's a big thing, because some of those guys get paid $5,000 for an appearance, so they love what the Alabama Bass Trail does. A couple of those guys, Jordan Lee's fishing with us again next year on the Alabama Bass Trail 100. And Jesse Wiggins is fishing with his brother on the ABT 100 next year. He'll be at Miller's Ferry. Jordan will be at Miller's Ferry. So it's really cool. Justin Atkins fished with us this year, but Pickwick's not on the schedule for next year, so he's not fishing it next year. But just really good guys. And so as long as we have opportunity to have that kind of participation from those guys, I think the Alabama Bass Trail is certainly interested in doing it again, for sure.
Talk just a minute about the Bass Team Championship coming up too.
I brought that trophy with us down here. We're going to award 19 teams their jerseys and their sweatshirts tomorrow night. Recognize them for going. We've won that event twice, back-to-back years. Jordan and Wesley won in 2020, and then Shane Powell. Actually, Randy Talbert and his partner Gary Thompson won the team portion of that last year. And then Shane Powell went on to represent us at the Bassmaster Classic. So we're going for a three-peat. And the most teams we've ever sent, 19. We sent 19 last year. So I'm excited about that. We got some really good teams going. We got some great spotted bass fishermen going. When you look at Wesley Sams, Jordan Wiggins, really good spotted bass fishermen from Smith Lake. Then you've got Benji and Jonathan Seaborn, who are really good. Paul Davis, Josh Chappell, who I think have had an amazing season. Just one. That's the thing with one bad tournament on Alabama Bass Trail, you kind of put yourself out of AOI points. But Ryan Stifler, Wesley Gore, dude, 1,055 points this year. They won down on the Alabama River in a really tough high water tournament. I think they've got a great chance. I don't count out anybody in our 19 that we're sending. Brent Crow and his partner Simon Morrow are coming in as 10th place team because one of our other teams couldn't go. But Brent's a Smith Lake guy, and Simon fishes a lot at Lake Martin, so I feel like that they've got just as good a chance as anybody else. But it's at Lake Hartwell. It'll be the second time we've been there for this tournament, and a lot of our guys finished in the top 15 last time we were there. So I'm really excited about who we have going and representing the Alabama Bass Trail this year. A team that we're going to interview tonight, Damian Willis, Tyler Kiker. I could go on and on and on about the teams that we're sending because they're all so good. You got multiple time winners on the Alabama Bass Trail. They've won Wheeler and they've won Smith. And it just, I think they are kind of raised on the Coosa, so they're used to chasing spotted bass. So I think that tournament's going to be really good. And I think it's going to be good for the Alabama Bass Trail. It's something we're excited to partner with Bass and do. And I apologize for this crazy lighting in here, but I've tried to get the best lighting that I could find.
We're recording audio more than video anyway.
Okay, good. But yeah, I'm excited about the Bass Team Championship. I'm tickled for the teams that we're sending. We're committed to doing that in 2023, and we're also committed to giving those guys an extra $500 for travel money. We pay their entry fees, which is $500 a team. And then next year we'll be giving them $500 travel money to help them. In the week, 3 weeks before Christmas, it gets a little hard to pay that $500 entry fee and then have those travel expenses. So in honor of our 10th year next year, we're doing the $500 to them, and then we're paying an additional $1,000 at each tournament. We're paying 75th place, $500, and 150th place, we're paying $500. So that'll add an extra $1,000 to the payout for next year as well.
Well, that's a whole nother podcast, and I'm going to get you back on podcast 200 because this is 189. Okay. You did 100. We'll do 200, the 200th episode, but I know you got to go. Thank you so much for being here. Tell them once again, live Friday morning and Saturday morning, where they can watch it, how they can watch it.
Friday and Saturday morning, we'll kick off at 6:30, provided we don't have any weather events. We'll do 6:30 to 11. They can watch all of the live coverage on alabamabasstrail.org. Also on Facebook at Alabama Bass Trail Tournament Series. And then if you choose to watch it on YouTube, we're there too at Alabama Bass Trail TV over on the YouTube channel. So check us out, comment, ask your questions. We'll pose those to the guys. We'll get you all the information we possibly get out of them while they're out on the water. Thank you, Kate, and tell all the guys with the Anglers Channel I said hello. Will do, Big Daddy. Thank you. Good to see you, Kevin. Bye. Bye-bye. Ooh, I know she had to go because she's got a whole lot. You got some information out of her in a short amount of time. I guarantee you. Can she pop them off? I'm talking about she was rattling them off. I didn't see her look at no list. She was getting it. That come out of her head. I'm talking about it. Ain't none no better. I guarantee you. I always love to hook up with her. She is wide open from now till about 12 o'clock Saturday night. She's going to be wide open. And that was great. All right, let me tell you about a couple of things coming up this weekend. The Monroe County Forestry Committee Fall Tour will be tomorrow. At the registration will be at the Monroe County Agricultural Center in Monroeville. They are going to have a archaeology and geography, David Johnson, Alabama's prehistoric Indians and artifacts.
He's going to be there to talk about arrowheads and stuff. There'll be a tour of Scotch plywood, tour of Jess Martin's farm, 1.5 miles north of Beatrice. Ryan Mitchell with Alabama Cooperative Extension Service is going to talk about invasive species and herbicides, and there will be a pig brig on site set up where you can see it. And y'all just heard Aaron Sumrall with Pig Brig Trap Systems. He will be in Grove Hill at the Alabama Wildlife Federation Wild Game Cook-Off, and they will be raffling off a complete pig brig system. Also this weekend, the Millis Ferry Open out of Bridgeport City Landing. John McAlpin, call him at 334-654-4278 to get your boat number. And, of course, the ABT Championship on Lake Jordan. I saw Bradley was on here. Bradley Parnell and
He's
Trey
up there
Wade.
right now waiting on that little on the fisherman's meeting.
So good luck to them this weekend. We're sure. I hope they get on the camera boat. One of the camera boats get on them. I told Laura to be looking for them when she's out there Friday and Saturday.
Is Laura gonna be on the camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see what we got now before we get to the hunting and fishing report. We do have a live feed from the Possum Bend dove hunt. I ain't heard a shot since we what about it, Joel?
I got about 4. They ain't flying that good. I think that cold front probably pushed them on out of here.
Well, I tell you what, it's a pretty day out there. It was a pretty afternoon, and Shane Jones, he said it pushed all them birds down to Florida. He said you need to be down in Florida hunting.
Well, they went somewhere. He had about 200 here Monday, but now we've had maybe 50 or so birds come through the field, and that's all we had right now.
Well, I tell you what, we got a good crowd on here, and I saw, let's see, I think I saw him on here a while ago. Freddie, he sent us those aerial shots from R.H. Henry and Cleveland Lock and Dam. Those were some good shots he took out of that airplane. I appreciate that. Wally Bedwell's on here, Joe Allen. He gives you a run for your money with your cornbread now.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's pulling out the recipes, going to give it a whirl.
All right, at Millis Ferry, I called the Millis Ferry Powerhouse today, and this is a schedule for tomorrow, Thursday, October the 20th, from midnight to 5 a.m., no units, from 5 a.m. till 8 a.m., 2 units, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., no units, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., 3 units, from 9 p.m. to midnight, no units. That's at Millis Ferry. At the Jones Bluff Powerhouse, from midnight to 5 a.m., no units, from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., 3 units, from 8 a.m. to 6, no units, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., 3 units, and from 9 to midnight, no units. So they're going to be pulling water early, well, mid-morning and then mid-afternoon. River temperatures in the river, anything anywhere from 70 to 74 degrees. I heard some shots.
Yeah, they come.
68 to 72. It is cooling off. Let's do the weekend hunting and fishing report. And I tell you, we got a lot to go over, Joe Allen. We're going to start out with the catfish. And I missed you last week with the catfish report. I do have some catfish reports from some of our Getting Outdoors field correspondents. And we're going to start off with the man himself, and I think he's on here. There he is, the one and only Big Bama Brian Taylor. He went this weekend and caught a few blue cats, and I think he's on here with us now. And we also, let's see who else we got here. Well, that's the only catfish picture I got. So let's talk about catfishing this weekend. That water is cooling off. It's been at normal pool so far. What did it look like today? I didn't look at it today. Had they sucked it out?
No,
it was
it's
a
about
little
normal.
shut it
Clear as glass.
Yeah. But is it normal pool?
Yeah, it's normal pool.
All right. And if you're going to go catfishing this weekend, what you need to do?
You're going, if the way they're doing the water with them not pulling it all, I'd move inside with 6-foot jugs. Try to, if you got any wind, use that wind to your advantage. But it's just a hard thing when they ain't pulling water. You almost got to get out there like the big boys and drag some baits up down down the river because you're not getting any movement at all. I mean, none. So it just makes it tough.
Okay. And what about dragging for bait like Brian does?
Exactly. That's what I said. Dragging would be a good thing right now. Even if you're a beginner at it, I'd get it out there and try it.
Well, old Big Mama, he had them planer blowers. He was dragging the bottom the other day, Kevin.
Well, I looked around, if I was going out there, first thing I do that morning is see where, I'm hunting some shad to catch, and wherever I find a shad, that's where I'm gonna throw my jugs.
Well, them shad are all over that river.
If it's on the flats, or if it's in the mouth, or it's in the river, wherever I catch my shad, that's where I'm gonna throw my jugs out.
They do have an Alabama Catfish Series tournament this weekend on Lade Lake. I don't know if Brian's going or not, but they all have got an Alabama Catfish Series tournament, daytime tournament on Lade Lake this Saturday. So, what about the shad? I see a bunch of them in the river. I ain't been in the sloughs. Are they in the sloughs too?
They everywhere right now. I mean, there's big schools and clouds of them. 'Cause, I mean, we was in the river too, fishing this weekend. I mean, you're sitting there looking at your top, you wanting to fool with a crappie in it, and all of a sudden a cloud of shad just moves through them. So you're competing with a lot of other bait out there too right now.
Well, some of it's those river minnows too. You see them late in the evening, they're making them little schools like that too. But that I think that the temperature gets a little bit lower, it's gonna start backing them up in them creeks. That's where they're gonna be.
Well, I tell you what. What about Travis? Anybody heard from Travis this week?
No, I don't think he fished none this weekend.
Okay. Well, I hadn't seen any, but Brian's the only one I know that fished for catfish this weekend. All right, let's talk about crappie, Joe Allen. You went this weekend. You and Aaron had a good weekend. We did. This is my crappie image from the weekend. That's Aaron. That's mine and Joe Allen's catch Sunday afternoon. I think what y'all caught 17 and I caught 4. And then Miss Laura went Friday up in Birmingham. Her bass group went to a I don't know where they went, but she caught her crappie. Look at that smile. And so crappie fishing was pretty darn good. Shane went to Demopolis and he caught a few. Mike Letkins, he had a good bunch out of Miller's Ferry. And Mike Milliton, he sent me a 140 quart cooler full of them from Lake Eufaula. And then Dip McMillan's been tearing them up down there on that Mobile Delta. But crappie fishing, you learned something you told me this weekend, Joe Allen. If you're coming crappie fishing on Lake Miller's Ferry, they moving in on that riverbank. But is that you shooting from the hip?
No, that was Kyle down there. He got one of them, and the other bird lit on the ground right in front of me.
Well, but, if you shoot one, you go ahead and shoot one now. But
all right.
But we're talking about going Sunday on both of us fishing riverbank. You and Aaron had minnows, and I used jigs. Y'all caught 17. I caught 4. That tells you something. Tells me something.
Well, they was on the tops, but what we found out, by having the live scope, you could watch them. You catch 2 or 3 off of it, then the rest of them kind of spooked. We didn't have we had a little bit of current now Saturday afternoon when we caught the most, and that helped a lot, and a little bit of breeze, and made them not as spooky, with a little bit of chop on the water. Mm-hmm. But now Sunday we had like slick as a pond, no wind, no nothing, and they were real spooky. And with that live scope, you could see them. Some of them would run off and leave. Some of them would just hunker down tighter in that top. And I think we were, vertical jigging into it, but we was using, just bass rods. And I think you did get more boat separation. We should have been using like a 12 or 14 foot rod, mm-hmm. and probably done a lot better. I know way back there, Sonny Sipes, he told me in that clear water, they have to go to slam 20 foot rods when they troll. and the more boat separation you got to have in that clear water. And that's something I didn't have this weekend, and I'm going to rig up something different next time, because I'm used to just drop shotting with the rod in stained water and water with current, and this clear and still water, it's not doing as good as it should.
Well, I've been hearing them long rods, and Shane said that last week. And Shane, by the way, he put up, Kevin, just what you said. The crappie will be getting ready to drop off in the creek channels with that bait, and try to mimic their size and what they're doing. But I agree with you on that. I've never seen the fish as spooky as they are right now, and that's simply because of that clear water.
Yep. When you don't have any rain, no current, you know, it usually always gets better after we done had a rain or two, and you got a little bit of current when we go to hunting those eddies and all, where it bunches them up. And, you know, you don't have that now. And like I said, with where I can watch a fish react to it now, you learn a whole lot with that live scope by watching them react to your bait and how they want to do. And actually, I casted some to them with a jig, and that done better. And when you was further away, you could usually pick off one or two on top right off, but you couldn't get down in there to those that was buried up in the top. And when you got closer and dropped the minnow down, you done good. But if you didn't have, like I said, Sunday, I didn't have nothing that was no resistance to the boat. So if I eased up, I'd end up, it just kept on coasting to get right up on top of, and that'd be over. If I had a little wind to push me off of it, it would have been a little bit better.
And a long rod.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good advice from the Crappie King himself and Shane Jones.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, Team Bigfoot. All right.
Well, my name might be Cornbread now. I don't know.
Team Cornbread. Hey, you look more like Team Cornbread.
Well, I can vouch for that. I got credentials down here for Cornbread.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, well, let's go to bass fishing, and look at here. Let me tell you now, that old Mason Green, I think he's up there around Lowndes County, up there around Holy Ground, and he is catching some huge. Look at that spot. He's catching some huge spots up there.
Pretty fish.
And I guarantee you it is. And I appreciate Mason sharing these pictures with us. Don, your grandboys, where'd they fish and catch all them bass the other day, Joel?
Well, that was actually a few weeks ago, though. That was up around what is it? Lock 5, but it was in a farm pond. It was a farm pond.
Shane talking about the crappie said we need rain and current will position crappie where you want them, especially black crappie, and it's coming. We just got to be patient. That water's fixing to drop too.
It's probably going. What we're gonna get more than we want when it's hard to get here.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Kevin, bass fishing. I have missed you. Me and Shane just danced around bass fishing. We didn't know what the hell to tell everybody last weekend. So we got you here today.
Well, it's temperature. You know, I mean, we everything's wanting to be fall. You know, the river's trying to be summertime, but the temperatures are coming. Your leaves is getting. That's what I always like fishing. When you get a cast you throw out there and leaf ends up on your bait, you getting time of year when I really like to catch them fish on your secondary points and stuff, and they're going to be pushing with the bait, and they school up, and they're going to be schooled up together. Still got to go a little more. When you start getting in them low 60s on down to 55, you're going to have really active fish, and they're going to be really gorging up, getting ready for that really cold part of the winter, on down to 44, 43 degrees, and secondary points, your cuts, crankbaits, swim baits, your A-rigs, all that stuff's gonna start playing into the bite as soon as that temperature keeps coming down, and you're gonna have those fish that stay shallow. They're gonna have you better go in, go fishing, springtime places, and you better catch some fish on good days, because them fish stay in there year round. And you'll have fish that stay out in the river, but your bite's gonna get more shallow and more aggressive as the temperature comes down until it starts to get like in that low 40s, and then it's going to be a frontal thing. Then, you catch the fronts, they'll go back to biting. But when it gets really cold, the fronts start shutting them down. But now the fronts ain't, when it gets in that 55, the fronts ain't going to bother. They bite. They got to eat to make it through the winter and get ready for the spawn, fatten up.
This weekend, Military Open out of Bridgeport City.
Right there. Get them, Kyle.
What they need to do in that tournament?
It's gonna probably be I would say a crankbait bite, and it's gonna be a 15 to 16 and a half pound sack to win. There'll probably be a lot of 13 plus sacks, I think. But I think there'll be probably more than one pattern, and it just depends on the weather, because the front just getting here, and then we're going to be coming right back out from under it. It's supposed to actually warm up a little bit by the weekend, so it's going to probably make a difference in the thing. Yeah, the drawdown. That's what I said. We're going to probably get more than we want whenever they start drawing the lakes down.
Starting to pull the lakes down for the winter pool north of us, so the current should start before long.
That's right.
And hello, Denise.
Hey, Denise. Yep. But whenever that up north, where we talked about this last year, all the lakes above us in the Tennessee Tom, Bigby, the TWA, all that stuff, they draw their water down in the wintertime because they got, their elevation and the banks are so steep. So they got to make room for all the winter rain.
Yeah.
So we get all that, and then they have a beautiful summer, the whole summer in their lakes. And then we got sandbars and mud bars and everything else here, We're just the opposite. But
what's it going to take to win that tournament?
I'm going to say from 15 to 16 and a half, but I'm going to say that, the potential for, depending on how that front does when it starts to warm back up, you're going to look at a 17 plus pound sack. But I think if a front doesn't mess them up Saturday, you're going to have a lot of 13 to 16 pound sacks, 3, 4, 5 sacks like that.
Well, Kay was talking what they predicted for the tournament on Lake Jordan, she said 30 pounds, but that's for 2 days.
Yeah, so that's 15 pounds a day, And Jordan is they got it does have largemouth, but they have their spots at Jordan and Mitchell are a little different than ours. Because you can be up in a slough and catch a 5 pound spot in Jordan just like you can at Mitchell. Those spots roam and but now wind and current up there is a big deal.
All right, before we get off the bass, Kevin, you got to talk about these diamond baits. I saw that on Facebook the other day, and I said, look at those spinnerbaits, man. Them some good looking spinnerbaits. And that ain't all of them. That's just some I took off.
Yeah, Jamie is like, this was a nerve wracking strain. It was like you got your premium wire. He's got premium blades. We got premium swivels. That it's a unique shape. It's a different angle coming out of the head with this wire that he used. It's gonna help it be weedless. Jamie put a lot of effort, a lot of thought into this. Skirts. Mm-hmm. The company that made these skirts, they're a custom tied skirt. They're not very easy. Once they're put on this bait, they're not easy to get off the way the sleeve is made. But the design on this was like, it was, this is what stressed Jamie out. Like, he had to pick the colors, of course. Well, then he had to pick how many strands of each color that go into the skirt.
Well, that's part of being
that's right. He worked really, really hard picking these colors out, and they all have a custom, a product identification. When he orders it, then all he has to do is call in the number and they send him that skirt. And he put a lot of effort into, a lot of thought into this, and he would call me and I'd critique what I thought. And I really think that he did a lot of good. And the wire is going to just be very surprising to you when you fish this bait. The wire, the 3/8 and a quarter has a smaller wire than the Hank Parker spinnerbait used to have, but it's a spring steel type wire. And then the 1/2 ounce has a little bit bigger, but it's still got the spring steel in it. And the red blade, this was something that was unique, that you order a red blade, it comes in, it's out there, it's orange, like fluorescent orange. Now, these still have a little bit of an orange tint to them, but Jamie told the man he wanted red blades. Mm-hmm. So these were the custom color to have that red blade, because every other manufacturer blade, it says red on the pack, but it actually is orange. And this is more of a fire red. It's got just a little orange tint to it, and I think that's going to be a difference maker. To maybe even be an edge that just to be the only manufacturer that'll have a bait that color.
Y'all go check him out at www.diamondbaits.net. He's got a hell of a website, and I'm pulling for him. Homemade in Clark County,
Custom made.
Alabama, custom made. All right, let's go to the small game. Joe Allen, you in the dove field. Don't look like you doing nothing, no. You seen any birds?
Yeah, there's been a lot of them here. They said there was another field right over here, not far from here. I think it's where all the birds are done gone. And one of the guys said earlier today it's over 300 birds in that field. But that was a cornfield they had just picked. So they still around. They just hunting found a better food source.
Well, when cool weather, they want a bigger food that builds more heat.
Yep.
But I'm worried that you and Todd, y'all talking about cooking squirrels on video. You talking about cooking doves on video. Have I got to get Shannon Tucker to get you the stuff?
No, he come by and did a taste test on my catfish coupon last night in cornbread. But no, I done got lucky. I done had a couple of hunters donate me a few doves as they went by. So I think I may have a limit anyway, enough to do the dove jambalaya again. Okay. But now me and Todd's going in the morning to get the squirrels. We headed to Bashi. We'll be in the woods at daylight in the morning, and we'll get us a limit of squirrels for the squirrel and dumplings.
You believe that, Kevin? Old Buzz, if old Buzz is listening, he better get ready because he had to do the squirrels last year.
Todd.
Well, I'm not saying that I ain't gonna have to call Buzzard now and ask.
All right, well, let's talk about some deer hunting right quick, like before we have to go, because it is deer season, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all this. And this right here, this is the only two pictures I got this weekend. Both of them from Clark County, both of them free-range velvet bucks, and both of them monsters.
Nice. Dude.
Hunter Lewis got that one in South Clark County, and I don't know where Chastity was, but those are two nice Clark County deer, and I bet neither one of them had a Wilcox area chamber big buck ticket, because both of those are money bucks. Right
that
there,
would have been shame too.
Yeah. But what did you hear this weekend, Joe Allen, about bow season? Those are the only two that I got that I saw. I do know this. Nose to the ground. They got plenty of calls. It was some misses, so they got plenty of calls to go track deer. Most of them were probably little bucks, but you can't shoot a doe for first 10 days below Highway 80, I think is what the line is.
Something like that, yeah.
What have you heard, Joe Allen?
Yeah, that was some that went, that was dodging right at first because of the heat and the mosquitoes and stuff. But there was a few went this weekend. But I think overall, most of them's kind of holding off. They want to get in the stand and be able to shoot something. So they're going to wait till when they shoot a doe or a buck. And a lot of people, though, are just now planting the patches, but and they're finishing up with a lot of that. So I look for this weekend, maybe next weekend, it'll be a lot more bow hunters in the woods because they'll be finishing up with the patches through with that. Then they'll be ready to go bow hunting.
Yeah, and this weather's cooling off too, buddy. It's getting right now.
Yep, it's got them moving.
All right, Kevin, we ain't had a rodeo report in 4 weeks now. Well, catch us up on the University of West Alabama rodeo team.
Well, as a team, the girls are kicking butt. They 3 for 3, and the boys come in 5th this past weekend, and we've had one in Missouri, then one at home, and then one in another
You've
one.
Been
in
on
Missouri.
The road, ain't you,
I've
bro?
been to Missouri again. I got back late Saturday night. Brody's had a few ups and downs. Didn't have the result we were looking for this past Saturday. Had some equipment issues. Had he drawed a really good horse, and he was not prepared for the power that he felt. But nobody was injured. Everybody's happy. He knows what he's got to work on. He's working on it. But the girls have been impressive. It's the Ozark Valley region, I think is one we're in. They're leading it. And we got 3 more. We got three more. And that'll be it's 2 more. 2 more, and that'll be finished up the fall. Then it'll come back in spring and be 5 more in the fall. Plus, in between there, Bruce's going to Las Vegas. He's going to ride in Las Vegas with the JRA, and we're hoping we're going to have good results out there.
Well, good luck. Good luck. I tell you, we sure pulling for him. I worry about him. I sure hope he don't get hurt. He's so darn little. I don't know how he rides them back broncs. All right, that's all I got, Joe Allen. Anything? I do tell you one thing, Joe Allen. That deadgum little old thing you using to do the remote is looking good. That's a good looking shot right there, son.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to do another one a little bit later on. Crappie fishing.
Well, I tell you this: the Verizon tower is going up right there behind my house. They said they're going to put it up Thursday in one day. Now, when Verizon hooks it up, I don't know, but when they hook it up, we're going to set us up a little studio out there on your patio at your house. And
we'll do it.
Yeah. But anyhow, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Joe Allen, for doing this, and try to kill some birds. I ain't heard but 1 or 2 shots in the last 40 minutes.
We ain't even seen a shotgun. I don't even know if he got a gun with him.
Hold your gun.
Oh, he got his gun. All right.
All right, Kevin, great to have you back again.
I'm glad to be back. I missed y'all too.
I missed you. We missed you. We'll be back next week, y'all. Same time, same channel. Stand by, Joe Allen.
Pap taught me every critter's track and how to set a hair trigger on a trap. He taught me to shoot, scale, and skin and make a snare with a leather strap. He taught me to be a part of the woods and all his woodsy tricks. Said you gotta walk soft on 2 light feet and try not to break no stick. I thank Daddy for my savvy, how to hunt and how to carry anything that I might need to get a piece of skillet meat. How to walk and how to hide, how to crawl and how to slide, how to sneak, stalk, and climb and do it all.